just over halfway there. We had a terrible first half, so I'm glad things are back to normal now. On Saturday, September 27th, 33-year-old Abbie posted a picture of her growing baby bulge along with a message on Instagram. The Lord is good. #pregnancy-related hyperemesis. The pictures, which were taken at nightfall on an unnamed beach, feature a happy Abbie holding her belly in a dark pink maxi dress. While commemorating the halfway mark of her pregnancy, Abbie revealed that she suffers from hyperemesis, a condition associated to pregnancy. The Cleveland Clinic reports that severe nausea and vomiting are among the symptoms. Hospitalization may be required in some situations to avoid major pregnancy complications, such miscarriage. Abbie is not the only mother who has been impacted by the circumstances. Princess Kate Middleton had a well-known problem with hyperemesis during her 3 pregnancies with Princes George, Charlotte, and Louis. Aisha Curry also faced the issue after her 3rd pregnancy. Her statement, "I was sick every single day," was made during an October 2021 episode of the Because Life podcast. "My hunger got the better of me. The drinks simply refused to stay down. A waste of time, really. You see, I lost a few pounds." The wonderful news that Abbie and John David Duggar were expecting a child was revealed on September 3rd. The happy pair were married in November after first meeting in June 2018. Charlie was born in October 2022, while Grace was born in January 2020. They shared the news of her most recent pregnancy on Instagram in early September 2025, with the caption, "We've been keeping a little secret. Early in 2026, the 3rd child is due." The series of pregnancy photos featured both of their oldest children. 3-year-old Charlie proudly showed off a blue tube balloon that matched his button-down shirt, and 5-year-old Grace wore a pink suit that matched the colors on a 1 balloon. John David and Abbie grabbed a set of ultrasound pictures and a white 3 balloon. The Duggar family members were quite excited and showed their support in the post-comment section. John David is one of the 19 children born to Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar. "Hey there! I am incredibly thrilled for you all," Janna Duggar, John David's twin sister, wrote on Instagram stories on Wednesday. The proud father of Janna's first kid is Stephen Wisman. The reality stars discussed their new routine in an exclusive interview with Us Weekly after the birth of their daughter Gracie. They acknowledged that it has included some restless nights because of Gracie's continuous inability to tell the difference between day and night. "Everyone is doing great, and we are absolutely smitten with the baby." They also said that the support and direction from their families had been a huge assistance. "We have been so grateful for their support throughout this exciting new chapter in our life." John David Duggar's wife, Abbie Duggar, recently talked about how tough her first trimester of pregnancy was. Following her diagnosis of hyperemesis gravidarum, a severe form of morning sickness, Abbie has talked about the physical and emotional toll the illness took on her, bringing attention to the difficulties pregnant women endure but rarely discuss. What should have been an exhilarating period of Abbie's life instead became a torturous ordeal that left her feeling worn out, anxious, and unable to find solace. Abbie recently spoke up to her fans on social media about her difficulties, admitting the extreme physical suffering and mental fatigue that came with the illness. "It was pretty rough," she added, referring to the initial phase of her pregnancy. This revelation is not just personal to anyone who follows the Duggar family, but it also highlights the very genuine pregnancy challenges that many women face, which go well beyond what is frequently depicted in the media. Here, we examine Abbie Duggar's courageous disclosure of her diagnosis with hyperemesis gravidarum and her efforts to cope with it while juggling the demands of being a well-known member of the Duggar family. Gravidarum hyperemesis. An actual battle. Morning sickness is not the same as hyperemesis gravidarum. Dehydration, intense and ongoing nausea, and vomiting are the hallmarks of this dangerous pregnant syndrome. Hyperemesis can persist throughout the whole pregnancy and result in issues like weight loss, electrolyte imbalances, and hospitalizations, in contrast to normal morning sickness, which often goes away after a few months and affects many women early in pregnancy. Abbie had a terrifying encounter with hyperemesis gravidarum. She acknowledged that she suffered from nausea and vomiting every day, which made even the most basic activities seem like enormous obstacles. Pregnancy turns into a daily struggle for survival for women who have hyperemesis gravidarum. Constant illness can have a severe negative impact on mental health due to its physical and emotional burden, leaving women feeling alone, worn out, and discouraged. Abbie wrote in a post, "I've never felt so weak. explaining how it was difficult for her to feel anything other than depressed due to her frequent vomiting and inability to keep food down. She went on, "I just couldn't function." Although the illness left her feeling emotionally spent, Abbie's candor about her experience raised awareness of the problem and provided solace to other women facing comparable challenges. The emotional cost. Fighting isolation and depression, hyperemesis gravidarum not only presents medical difficulties, but also a heavy emotional cost. Abbie had feelings of loneliness and frustration as a result of her weariness and ongoing illness. Because of the excruciating physical discomfort, many women who have hyperemesis feel emotionally cut off from their pregnancy because they are unable to completely enjoy the early stages of pregnancy, which are frequently supposed to be filled with enthusiasm and expectation. This can cause emotions of shame and sadness. Abbie talked candidly about the difficulties she had with her mental health in the first trimester. She said, "Even though my husband, John David, and my family were there to support me, there were days when I just felt so alone." Women frequently get an abundance of love and happiness from friends and family during pregnancy, but it can be lonely to be unable to enjoy these joys because of illness. When you're fighting a serious disease during pregnancy, it's acceptable to not feel happy or excited. Abbie's openness in discussing her feelings serves as a reminder to other women. Abbie's candor about her difficulties provides an important starting point for a discussion about how pregnancy-related disorders might affect mental health. Even though the emotional toll of hyperemesis is commonly overlooked, by telling her tale, she not only made these emotions more commonplace, but also inspired other women to get support when they are experiencing emotional difficulties. John David Duggar's support. Abbie has conveyed her gratitude for her husband John David Duggar's assistance during this trying period. John David, who is well known for his dependable presence and dedication to his family, has supported Abbie emotionally and done everything in his power to ensure her comfort during her entire pregnancy. Abbie said, "John David has been fantastic. He's really come through for me and handled everything. Even on the days when I was barely able to get out of bed, he has been incredibly understanding." John David, who has a reputation for being a kind and considerate husband, has taken on the role of caregiver, enabling Abbie to concentrate on receiving the rest and recuperation she much needed. Known for their traditional values and close-knit connections, the Duggar family has always been there for one another through good times and bad. John David's steadfast support in this case has demonstrated how important a partner's participation is during difficult times, particularly when coping with a pregnancy-related condition like hyperemesis. Relieving the pain and proceeding. The worst of Abbie's hyperemesis symptoms have started to lessen as she progresses through her pregnancy. Although there isn't a cure for the illness, there are therapies that can lessen the nausea and vomiting. This has required Abbie to see her doctor frequently, make dietary changes, and take prescription drugs to help with nausea and dehydration. It has been a hard journey, but Abbie revealed that she has now struck a balance that has made her feel better. "I'm beginning to feel a little better, but it wasn't easy," she remarked. As her pregnancy goes on, Abbie is learning how to better control the symptoms, even if they might not entirely go away. Abbie has also concentrated on keeping a cheerful attitude in spite of the difficulties she encountered. She stated, "I'm so grateful for the baby growing inside me, even though I know this is just a season." Her strength and resiliency are demonstrated by her capacity to find hope during a period that could have easily overpowered her. Increasing knowledge and providing assistance. Discussions concerning the realities of pregnancy difficulties and the significance of helping women who are coping with them have been triggered by Abbie's candor regarding her experience with hyperemesis gravidarum. Sharing their stories can be a relief for many women who experience hyperemesis, since it makes them feel heard and accepted. By telling her story, Abbie has helped dispel the stigma associated with pregnancy difficulties by inspiring other women to talk about their experiences and seek medical attention. Other ladies who have experienced similar things have also poured out their support for her, giving her words of wisdom and suggestions on how to deal with hyperemesis. Because of Abbie's vulnerability, there is now a place where women can support and rely on one another in ways that go beyond what is usually expected during pregnancy. Going ahead. A promising future. Even though her pregnancy has had a difficult beginning, Abbie Duggar is optimistic about the future. Her neighborhood, family, and husband have provided her with vital support as she continues to work through this difficult period. It's evident that Abbie's path has been one of love, tenacity, and strength as the couple gets ready to welcome their new baby. Although Abbie's pregnancy may not have been as straightforward as she had imagined, it has allowed her to connect with other women who are facing same challenges and spread awareness about hyperemesis gravidarum. She can also find solace in the knowledge that her experience has made other pregnant women feel less alone as they await the birth of their kid.